Hi everyone, I'm Renata Gomide, clinical hypnotherapist specializing in helping women to co-create and continue experiencing healthy relationships. So in today's video, I want to give you an overview of healthy relationship versus unhealthy versus abusive relationship. I'm going to explain in a nutshell what the differences are, so you can look at your current or even past relationships and recognize where you are at. The reason I'm sharing this information is because so many of us are stuck in unhealthy and even abusive relationships, but we don't even realize that this is happening to us due to the programming that we received and the conditioning that we received in our young formative years. So for example, if you were raised in a home where adults were shouting at each other, where you witnessed their constant arguments, name calling, or worse, much worse, you may have acquired a belief that this is how relationships are and or should be. Therefore, when someone isn't treating you well right now in your adult life, you may accept it. You may struggle to have boundaries. You may believe that you don't deserve any better. And that's simply not true. No one deserves abuse. So let's have a look at what makes a relationship healthy. So number one, and that's probably a cliche, it's good communication. So being able to talk to each other about various subjects and actively listening, being curious about different perspectives instead of being defensive. Number two is a big one. It's mutual respect and trust. It's the foundation of healthy relationship, knowing that you and your partner have each other's backs. And the next point is being supportive of each other and each other's goals. You may have different personal goals. Some of them might be there before the relationship started. Some arise during a relationship. So being supportive of each other is very important. Number four, making important decisions together. So deciding on your, let's say, couple goals together and making sure you are on the same page when it comes to children and money and places you're going to live in and all that big stuff. And the next one is enjoying each other's company. You are compatible in certain areas of activities that you enjoy together. You are emotionally and physically intimate, and that's not just sex. You laugh together, you feel safe in each other's presence, and you are able to be apart and get your alone time when needed. And the last point is individual growth and increased self-esteem. So healthy relationships can offer you that healing environment where you, as an individual, start to recognize your own personal growth. You easily praise each other, you focus on the positive traits more, and you can be yourself. You can be authentically yourself. So again, this is just an overview of a healthy relationship. And I will be creating more videos about specific aspects in more detail in the future. And now let's have a look at a not so healthy relationship. Let's compare these aspects to the ones I've just shared. So in terms of communication, there will be common and consistent arguments where none of the partners feel heard or seen, and nothing actually gets solved in these arguments. And another point is actually avoiding those difficult conversations due to fear of those arguments where nothing is sorted, and fear of abandonment as well. Number 3, trust issues and lack of respect. And this can be from one side or come from both partners at different times, feeling constantly suspicious and needing regular reassurance, not respecting each other's boundaries. So the next point, there are no boundaries in place, or they are ignored and crossed or constantly changing, therefore causing more confusion and lack of clarity about what this relationship means and what it is. Number 5, negative comments about looks, life choices, past events, chronic complaining, nagging, irritating and stressing each other out on a regular basis will give you a point to think that something is not quite working in this relationship. So if you are starting to recognize certain unhealthy traits in your relationship, that's okay. This information may be useful to you because you will be able to make some important decisions for the future. Things can be improved if both partners become conscious about what's happening and work together to change certain dynamics. Bear that in mind. In the last part of this video, I'll talk about abusive relationships. This is a heavy and huge topic on its own, and if you do find yourself relating to dynamics I mentioned here, please consider reaching out to someone you trust, like a friend or family member, or a professional who can help. So number 1 thing, in terms of communication, there is no clear communication or openness in a relationship. Instead, there is hiding, lying, gaslighting, denying, and all that. The second point is power dynamics and control. So one partner has power over the other, controlling such things like who can they see and who can they talk to, or what they can buy, or what, a lot of things. Number 3 is false accusation. So blaming, shaming, manipulating, accusing of cheating, guilt tripping, and that kind of stuff. The next point I would say is no respect. So using insulting, humiliating, degrading language, name calling, harsh, critical comments, and it's a lot of that. Number 5, threats and unpredictable behavior. So these can be such things as threatening to leave, threatening to commit suicide, or to cause harm to you or someone else, disappearing without explanation and then reappearing like nothing happened, intense anger outburst, showing no remorse. And the last thing that is very common is apologies, but no changed behavior. So excuses such as, you made me do it, it's not me, it's my XYZ, alcoholism, disease, stress at work, abuse I received in childhood, and so on. That's not to say that these conditions may be affecting the person, but that's definitely not an excuse to abuse somebody who they say they love. So I hope this information is useful to you, and it gave you a little bit of an overview to see where your relationship is at. And if you find yourself in a healthy relationship, congratulations. If you find yourself in unhealthy or abusive relationship, like I mentioned before, reach out to somebody who you can talk to and discuss these things, whether that's a friend, a family member, or a professional. And just bear in mind that a lot of things can be improved in our relationship when both partners are conscious and both partners are willing and wishing to make changes. We can't do it alone. You know, you understand that relationships involve two people or more, but if one person is trying to make all the changes and the other one is not participating, that's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, so I hope this was useful. Please let me know in the comments if you want more information on certain aspects I mentioned in this video. Please share this video with somebody who you think might benefit from this information. And please subscribe if you want to receive more content like this. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.